Point the camera forward or whatever. And just talk. Tell us what.
Okay,
you're going to talk about the.
This what I did.
Neil McFarlane.
No, this is what I did this evening.
Oh.
You know, they had the open house for the Line 15, for Thurman Street, and of course they'd already announced that what they were gonna do is have it go back up to Thurman Street and have at least temporarily the near-term things to have a flagger, so they can help get the bus back up, and the longer-term thing is they're gonna have some warning devices, I guess.
What, a red light or something?
I'm not sure. I guess you have kind of like a crosswalk signal. You see something I'm guessing like a light that would shine up that says there's a bus turning around or something. I'm not sure.
So they're not going to discontinue the route. They've changed a 180-degree turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, really, what's happened? I think that they found ways to mitigate the safety issue.
Well, it's been 30 years, so it was kind of a red herring. But as Steve McCarthy says, their bureaucracy thrashing around.
Well, really, the thing is that it sounded like that the operators could get tickets.
Well, they haven't in 30 years, so something's
I know.
changed.
Well, they looked at it, I guess.
Who did? Yes.
It sounded like it might have been because of the line-by-line review thing.
Line by line. Well, there's a million things that are dangerous here, so that was not really one of them either. So that's, from my point of view, I didn't find that. I did that route 100 times.
I mean, it could be, but
The only thing that was dangerous if somebody was coming down off that hill.
And actually, one of the things someone mentioned was the bicyclists there,
What do you mean?
Well, that's the exit to Forest Park, of Leif Erikson Drive.
Yeah, I know that. What about the bicyclists? What do they have to do with it?
Well,
Why are they brought up at all?
Because it's down a hill.
Right, so they come bombing down, that's what I just said. They come bombing down that hill like zoo bombers. And that's the dangerous part. Because if you have that happen, then something could happen.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't be doing that, of course, but that's what they do. So it would be our fault if they misbehave and hit us.
But also, I guess, one person did ask, what's the actual legal stuff? I forgot what the actual question is, but the officer there, I guess he was head of the transit police, he said that there has to be, I think it's 500 feet of visibility to do a U-turn. And I forget the actual number.
What's the visibility there?
It was, I think, 300. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I have it on video. But I know that with the hills, that's a hilly area there, and with the vertical and horizontal curves, it's I can see how it's problematic. It doesn't meet that standard. So
no, but once again, it's 30 years with a couple of broken mirrors.
Yeah, and
there's the reality, and then there's the law.
And also about the liability of it continuing. Let's say something did happen, and
right. Well, it's America, isn't it?
But
always a lawyer involved when something goes wrong. Always somebody else's fault. Always.
Well, money, it's
right. It's always somebody else you can point the finger at.
Financially, though, it makes sense to do it.
Well, whatever. I mean,
you don't want to.
I look at it from my point of view. I think it was a red herring issue. I saw it as a problem. What if a lot of things? What if? It's just,
Well, it sounded like, I don't know, but it sounded like they could have got tickets, if operators were to.
Well, nobody did yet, so something changed.
Because
Who's they?
The district.
Yeah, they're thrashing around like a wild animal. That's right. They're looking at shit. Look at all the rules they're putting in here. All had nothing to do with the Sandy Day accident, but it's the 9/11
Well, they're trying to be.
Something happened, so we'll do 10,000 other things that are not related to it, just to, I don't know, give us an excuse to do all this shit.
Well, they're trying to be the safest as possible,
Well, none of that's going to help, so
It could.
You're still going to have accidents.
No, I don't think you can be perfect,
You have people in charge, people operating machinery, people walking around machinery, you're going to have accidents. You had one bad accident in 40 years, and somehow this is unsafe. I don't buy the premise. The premise is false.
Well, I mean, the question is how safe or unsafe it is. You know, I mean, it's
all goddamn unsafe.
It's relative.
All the way from the shift work, from early morning reports, long spreads in between shifts, turns that are ridiculous, merges that are ridiculous.
And the
whole thing is unsafe.
They're looking at that stuff. You know?
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see what comes out of this. And my money is on a bunch of stupid things, just like Bruce just told me there. They're going to come up with a whole bunch of stupid regulations for us that have nothing to do with any of it, but puts it on us. It doesn't matter. I can retire right now if I want.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting close to that point anyway. I'll stay as long as I enjoy it.
Well, as long as you can without missing points, shall we say? You know.
Missing points.
Benefit days. You know.
Well, yeah, if I am forced out because of the contract.
Well, you're not forced out, but you know.
If I'm going to lose my.
Yes,
retirement, I'm not staying. No.
Right. I don't know what
I have something I can actually take with me from this job, which is why I stayed here all this time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, who the hell wants to be a fucking bus driver?
Well, some people don't mind it, but, you know, I'd say definitely that, you know, after
I don't mind this mini-run job, and the reason I stayed here was because it became a good job, and it's basically my hobby more than anything at this point. And I enjoyed it, you know.
But after a while, retirement is what, you know.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to leave, you know. I'm not going to just leave it behind. Shit, it's stupid.
Or the stock options if you're in a high-tech thing.
Yeah, you take it, you know. It's all about yourself. Self-preservation, that's what America's all about. How many people actually showed up at this meeting?
It was pretty packed, I'd say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a huge room, but there is...
But the room was full.
It was not 5 or 10 people. It was...
And what was the crowd's basic mood?
I think they were happy.
They were happy because they solved the problem. Right? They gave him back service. If he had walked into that without having given it back, it might have been a different story. Or maybe that's why Neil did show up, because he almost fixed it.
Yeah, but actually, they were saying that he actually walked on Sunday. I think it's when he got back after vacation. They actually walked down Thurman Street and checked it out.
Yeah.
Because he was.
Good for him.
Yeah, and he's.
I'm impressed with the way he handles himself.
Yeah, I mean, he was on vacation there, saying.
Well, good, but I mean, I'm glad that he's right in there. He's not afraid to just get up on the podium and talk, and I respect that because Fred was not like that.
Yeah, and I will admit, I'll be honest and say that I would not have expected Fred to be such a
Fred didn't
insignificant event.
Fred never wanted to be in any light that was bad. And it was poetic justice in a way that his last act had to deal with the worst tragic history of it.
Well, I'm saying this seemed like a minor issue. You know, I mean,
what, this here, the Thurman Street thing?
Yeah.
It's not minor if you're not going to get served.
Well, for those
people, it's not minor.
For I'm talking in the overall system. I mean, for them, yes, it's a major issue. I'm saying.
Forget about we're talking about people's lives here. You know, I've always been fighting this battle. You know, there's only a few people on the 67 that got screwed. Those are human beings.
But the other thing is that this is not like a 67 where you have to walk a mile with no sidewalks. This is
all the way up from Thurman there. All the way up from up there, that's a long walk.
Just down to Montgomery Park.
That's a long walk. That's not some little walk. It's not a mile, but it's a substantial walk, especially in the wintertime.
Well, the thing is it's elevation too, so.
Yeah, right. That's not an easy thing to lose. Okay, the first half of Thurman, that's one thing.
And there is
wherever that.
And I should point out there is a good amount of older people there. It seemed at the meeting.
Yeah, well, they need it. They need that route. It's not a joke to these people.
No.
You don't take people's lives trivially. You don't affect people's lives with some trivial. Well, it's just a small little thing. It's not a small little thing. It's a big thing. It's you just continue 67 on Sunday. After all these years, people's lives got destroyed by them. Believe it or not, a whole bunch of people I know had to move, and that was not something that was.
I understand that. I know there is the Safeway or whatever.
Yeah, that QFC over there. So, yeah.